Do you know what today is? I am Jeffrey Paul, and it's a brand new year of the first day of the best year ever. I'm claiming that for your life, for my life, for my family's life, and it's going to roll out one day at a time. And I'm here to share with you today an inspiration to kind of expand on this new year. You know, everybody seems to have an excitement, not just, Times Square or Sydney, Australia, but all over the world. It means a new beginning. It means a brand new chance. It just has such a meaning to it that a new year begins right now. And the excitement about that is that everything is new. Everything is new. But there is a challenge to go and live forward into a new year. You know what that challenge is? Yesterday. No matter how good or bad yesterdays were, it truly is the one thing that can hold you back from moving into the best year you've ever had. Yesterday. So today, my inspiration is going to be to share with you how to release yesterday, 2016, and all the way back to the beginning of your life. I put a scripture that just impacted me a number of years ago. I went back to my notes, and that's why I was a little bit late this morning, finding all the notes from multiple decades ago of when this scripture was really originally given to me and what happened. And I read my journals because I have journals from the last 3 decades. And the reality was I was able to take a look at seeing what this one particular scripture on New Year's Day rolled out in that particular or those particular years that I got it. And there was one thing, one red thread that ran through it, which was that you needed to forget what's behind you, so that you can go to the new things, the new year, the new dreams, the new book that you're writing about your life. But if you're held steadfast in yesterday's regrets, in yesterday's fears, in yesterday's worries and thoughts, even in yesterday's successes, we can dwell on even the successes too long. It's time to now be released from that. And I'm going to give you, before we're done today, an exercise that I want you to truly do today. I really want you to do today. I want you to take the initiative to take this exercise that I'm going to share with you and just forget yesterday so that you can just explode and launch into the best year ever. This year is your year. This year, no matter how good last year, I had a great year. I hope you did too. Not all was bad, but some of you I know that I've shared online and, in your comments have been pretty challenging, from health to relationships to kids to parents to whatever it might be that has challenged you, jobs. But the reality right now is it's a new beginning. And you and I, to get that best year ever, need to forget what's behind us and strive to the new goal that sets itself ahead of us, which is the best year ever. Philippians also talks about that in chapter 3, verses 12 through 14. Forgetting what's behind and striving towards the goal, really putting all your effort in looking ahead. There's an old saying that said, you can't drive looking in the rearview mirror because that's where you're coming from, but that's not where you're going. And I want you to take your eyes off of the rearview mirror, and I want you to start to look straight ahead and really begin to process one day at a time, as I've given you in the previous lessons that we've been talking about all week long, and the steps that I told you about yesterday, even the staircase of faith to get to the next level. And remember, there's a link for everybody that has not seen those lessons or any of the previous lessons that we did this year are on my YouTube channel, and you can link right there and go right to it and watch it at any time that you want. So I've always got that down at the bottom of the notes of the program. So here's your exercise I want you to take place. I want you to take a piece of paper. It may be a small piece of paper. It might be a big piece of paper, but don't make it too big. And I want you to write down 2016. In fact, no, let's do this. Write down your birth to 2016. I want you to write your birth date to 2016. And I want you to write on that paper below any of the things that have feeling like you are holding you back, anything that's feeling like you didn't accomplish, anything that is bothering you, I want you to write it down. I want you to write it down. Failures, things that you didn't accomplish, challenges, some divorce, whatever challenges are there, put them down on paper. And take the time to do this. Don't do it real fast. Just take and write out some of the things. Don't make it a dictation of all the things in detail, just some of the major pillars. And I want to share with you why. And you've already heard, most of you have heard this, but the way that they train elephants or they train animals are the same way that people get caught up in the limiting beliefs that we've talked about in previous lessons. If an animal like an elephant starts out only maybe 200 pounds and is tied strongly to the ground, in with a spike driven into the ground, it fights and it fights and it fights to get loose. It wants to get loose because it knows it's supposed to be loose. It's the giant of the jungle. But one day, something transforms in his mind or her mind, and it's the limiting belief that it's held captive. It's a victim. Now we're going to go back to you're the author and not the victim of your life. Understand that elephant becomes the victim of that chain, and that chain holds it. Now the elephant grows and grows and grows and grows and becomes 4,000 or 5,000 pounds. I don't know what they weigh, but they weigh a lot. And they can push trees down, and they can just do anything they want to do because they are mighty, powerful, and strong and big. But when the keeper of the elephants puts that chain and the spike back down to the ground that wouldn't even hold one movement of that elephant's mind, its victim mentality, its limiting belief, holds it steadfast. A prisoner. That's what we are, a prisoner to the past until we break off our chains, until we release and become believing that we are unlimited. We have absolutely power to do more than we could ever ask or imagine because God is living in you and wants to explode like the butterfly out of a cocoon right now with you. But what's holding that butterfly in the cocoon is the limiting belief. And so you write down on that sheet of paper any of the limiting beliefs you have, any of the issues that have challenged you. And if you really want to go back and go to the lesson on limiting beliefs, and maybe a refresher for you that I did about 2 weeks ago, check that out too on the YouTube, because it's so important that you break loose before you go forward into the new year. So write down all of that stuff, okay? Write down the junk, all the limiting beliefs. Then take that piece of paper, get yourself a lighter, a match, whatever you need to do, carefully, get a plate, and burn that entire page to ashes. I want you to do this exercise. As it's burning, I want you to see it leaving you. I want you to see it by faith leaving you, passing and forgetting as if it never was there. You know, as God says he forgives as far as east is to west, I want you to forget it as far as east is to west, as it never happened. It's gone. It's behind you. Now, once that is done, take those ashes and spread them like they do when they spread ashes of a person's that's been, cremated. And just put it into the wind. Let it go. Let it go. You know the little song that Princess sings from Disney? Let it go. Let it go. And then, and only then, you are ready to soar like wings of eagles into the best year ever. No matter how good yesterday was or how bad yesterday was, yesterday is forgotten. And today, each day, each step, each domino, as I shared with you in the domino effect, will line up one after another, and a brand new thing is going to happen to you. A brand new thing of excitement, of joy, of health, of wellness, of prosperity, of relationship, happiness, and joy. Now, doesn't that sound like a fairy tale that maybe Disney would write? Well, the good news is God wrote it for you and I. For you and me, we both have that story written in our future. Jeremiah 29, 11 through 14, will also confirm that. It says, he has a plan for you, a plan to prosper you, to bless you, to just give you absolutely a life of abundance, a beautiful life, a happy life. That's what you were made and created for. Did you know that? Yes, you were. You were created for that. And so was I. And so we're going to live it together. Each morning as we share in the inspirations in 2017, just like this, we're going to share the inspiration that is necessary to keep going one more day. One more day. Which way? Forward, never back. Forward, never back. So that as you go forward one day at a time, your goal then, once you've made that step forward, is to grab the hand of another person by inspiring them, by encouraging them, by sharing with them, by sharing right now with them with this program. Share with them. Give me the hearts up and give me the thumbs up and give me those faces with smiles on them, because those are the things that inspire me. But you need to also inspire others. And the inspiration comes once you have truly forgotten the past and let it go. Does that make sense? I sure hope it does. I sure hope it does, because it is absolutely biblical sense. It's also the sense that's going to help you accomplish and achieve the very thing that I've been talking about over and over again, and we'll talk about through the entire best year ever, which is your best year ever. And I am so excited because you may have never thought how easy it is to turn from holding back thoughts, limiting beliefs, as simple as burn it up and let it go. Just let it go. Elsa was the princess. So I'm going to think of that Elsa song over and over again, because my Valentina and my Giovanna grandchildren always sing that song from time to time. Just out of the blue, they'll just start singing, let it go, let it go. And you know, Giovanna doesn't have a whole lot of words, but she sings that every so often, just let it go, let it go. And I want you to let it go so that you can go soaring into the new year, this best year ever, and have it all together one day at a time. Now, with all that said, with all that hope and excitement of 2017, the first day of the new year, I want you to begin to commit to yourself in the domino effect that we talked about a couple of days ago. One thing, one day, towards your goal each and every day in all the roles of the book of life that you're writing about yourself. The book of life that I shared with you a couple of days ago as well, about you not being the victim, but you being the author. This is where it starts. Start writing your story. Your story is written by your faith, by your belief, by the 4 steps. And I want to go back to the 4 steps I gave you yesterday because it was so important. This was the steps that you have to take, and today, right after you burn that paper up and send that yesterday's from the birth to last night at 11:59 is gone. And now, 12 o'clock last night began the brand new year. But these were the 4 steps that you needed to take. Remember the 4 steps to live the life you love. Seek your dreams again. Seek your dreams and your desires again. Again, I say, because so many of you have dropped them, forgot them, capsulated them, captivated them into the past and the never happened, it can't happen, into the bring back up, give them birth, restore them, resurrect them. But go and seek. Take the time to seek. Today's the best day. It's a beautiful day. It's a wonderful day to just take an hour and just seek down deep. What are the dreams you desire for your life? Number 2, write them down. Habakkuk 2, verse 2 through 4, write them down so that when it's a more challenging day than today, or it's a challenging day like today, those words written down will give you inspiration. And I'll give you the inspiration every morning, fan it in the flame, but it's got to be there to be able to fan something into flame. You follow me? So, number 1, seek your dreams again, your desires, bring them up, and place them on paper, because Proverbs talks about if you lay those plans down before the Lord, you partner with him, you agree with him, he agrees with you, and you walk together, and what's impossible by you is possible with his partnership. Mark 10:27, that really will just give you the knowledge that It's not impossible. Nothing's impossible. So write them down. That's number 2. Then take the time to meditate. I talked about this, and I wanted to go deeper because some of you really were intrigued by the meditation or how to meditate. Meditate simply means to deeply visualize, deeply think about, but think about it as it is real, as it is right here now. Not to just wish it. Wishes, I don't think, ever got anything. But the truth of it is the meditation begins to do inside you so many things that I could never explain to you. But in the spiritual world, activates a magnet that draws you to and that which you're desiring to you. And that is a meditation that you have to see it. But it comes out of the biblical principle of Hebrews 11:1. Faith is believing in what I do not see physically now, but what I am believing and hoping for. That's faith. So in a meditation, a thinking, a visualization, call it whatever you want. Don't let it be somatics that stop you from getting to where this third step is so important. You had to draw the dreams up again, you had to write them down, and now you meditate and bring yourself to that consciousness of it being, that it's right there, just like that pen is right there. And when it's not, it's right there. You're seeing it, you're writing with it, you're going through the process of opening and closing it. That is meditation and visualization that you must do for yourself. No one can do that for you. No one can do that for you. And number 4 then, number 4, once you've done those first 3 steps, again, seek your dreams, bring them back up, write them down on paper, then meditate and visualize, then take, number 4, take a step towards that you are believing for. Whatever that step is, no matter how small it is, it creates the domino effect that we talked about a couple of days ago that give you the power to line things up and one after another begin to fall to accomplish great and empowering things. Is that your goal today? Is that your inspiration today? Is that your challenge today? Yes. All of those answers are yes. The challenge is to forget what's behind you, to go through these 4 steps, to prepare for the best year ever. It's not just going to happen because Jeffrey Paul said it. It's not just going to happen because it sounds good. And it's not going to just happen because you wish it. It will happen. Your best year ever is going to happen as you follow the principles that we've been sharing that are biblical. They're from thousands of years of testing and working and being lived. And for those that have lived it, know that it works. But you need to apply the principles so that you have the best year ever. I'm challenging you. I'm challenging you to forget yesterday through the exercise that I shared with you earlier in this inspiration, to forget it, to let it go, right back to your birth. Forget it, let it go, and face the direction of the future of the best year ever and the story that you're writing about your life, that you're the author, not the victim. So I'm excited about your next step. I'm excited about hearing from you, so please write those comments. It's really important. I get to see what's happening inside you. It kind of really motivates me, and it helps others that are reading those as well because it shows that you're really either, or you're challenged. Write down your challenges. We've had a number of those, and somebody might even respond back. I'll respond back to give you that encouragement of knowledge or insight or hope that is necessary to take one more step to a brand new life. Are you ready for that? I hope so. Share this. Please share this on your Facebook. Again, remember that this is the best year ever, and you're going to have the best life because you're writing your life. You're no longer that person which is held captive to yesterday, but today is a brand new day. I say hello and Happy New Year to all of my friends and followers on the Inspiration Channel, Claudia and Christine and Janet and Judith and all of you. You're just the most precious things. And when I list my gifts of the new year, you are the gifts of my new year. Thank you for being with me. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. I want to hear what you've got to say because it's a great year that we're going to enjoy together. The best year ever. I'm Jeffrey Paul. And remember, beauty and change and the best year ever is within you. Let's bring it out. Have a beautiful day.